My name's Ann. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the head of community at Wonder. And I've been with the company for almost 7 months now. And I've been leading all the community initiatives, and also helping with these spaces and partner spaces during our alpha extravaganza. So yeah, that's me. I'm excited to be here, excited to chat with your community, and excited to make some connections.
And I'm Kim. I work on community and content over at Wonder. So excited to be here. There's so many people in the room. Holy shit. Yeah.
Great. Well, hey, it's great to hear everything that you guys do with community. Well, I'm myself and Kai Buller. We do community here at LI.Fi, so we like-minded individuals, and we like to have people on stage that have the same kind of like goals and ambitions and drive for community building. And I guess that's kind of just what Wonderverse is about. But I've been wondering, excuse the pun, just what is Wonderverse? And I'm sure there's some community members here in the stage present that's wondering the same question. So can you tell us what's the story behind Wonderverse and just tell us exactly what it is?
Yeah, Wonder is a project management tool specifically built for projects running on Web3 infrastructure. Wonder came from our founders, Adam, Andros, and Terry, who were, like a lot of us, pretty disillusioned, like with the state of tech and like the future of work and everything. So the idea was it to kind of help facilitate this like choose your own adventure theme in Web3, and we're doing that by kind of just making like the bounties and task systems a little easier for our operators and contributors, everybody who's part of this Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we really excited as Lizard DAO to start this adventure as well. And that's really great. That's a really good story. And I'm excited to see how many other projects partner with Wonderverse. We're just starting our journey, and we're excited for everything that's ahead. So, hey, if you're wondering how the questions are going to work for tonight's panel, we're going to have some questions for Wonderverse, and then we're going to have some questions for our LI.Fi team, and then we're going to be taking some questions from our community. So, community, this is your time to prepare some questions later on at the end of our stage. But I have my second question, cult leader. Let's go to you, in for this. What are some key features of Wonderverse that you'd like our community to know about? Like, what are some key things?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing I'm bullish on with Wonder is its ability to really fit any sort of DAO, Web3 org, project. And what I mean by that is it has a variety of permissions. So you can have you can have your DAO or your project on Wonder, and you can have it be completely open for anyone to join. Your group, you can have it be privated, so it's only core team members can make tasks and collaborate with each other. You can have like semi-open where you have like a core team pod, and you have a pod that like shows the bounties that are available. So I think that it's really like just so fluid in what you can do with the product. And also I think too, like the website and the app is like really best in class, and it's flow. If you know Asana or other kind of like Web2 project management softwares, it's really comparable to those. And I think that's like quite unique in the Web3 space to have like the Web3 infrastructure, like being able to pay contributors in native crypto, as well as having a really good project management system. I think we can all acknowledge that project management is not the best in this kind of new DAO ecosystem, in this Web3 kind of global work system. So Wonder's really trying to solve that, and I think we've solved it better than most other products that are out there.
Yeah, I just have to chip in and say when we were doing the research pretty much what tooling to use, one of the key problems that we ran into was that um, a lot of projects kind of providing DAO tooling are very specific to like one thing, or like payments or community building or rewards and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And the thing I like about Wonderverse is the modularity and composability of it, where it basically fits
Yeah.
to any idea that you have, any problem that you want to solve. for building a community, you can do it with Wonderverse, which I think is a massive advantage to you guys.
Yeah, and I think that that's the future, right? You have to be composable. You have to be, plug and play. And I think that, DAO is an evolving term in itself, right? This space is evolving in itself. So I think the genius of the team at Wonder is that we kind of understood that we want to grow this product with all of you, right? With our key partners, with community members, with the space as a whole, and really get good product market fit to I don't make this vision that we all believe in of like global Web3 work reality.
Yeah, and like the intention of the product was like even to go beyond Web3. Like this could be a project that you can start in your local community and use Web3 or use Wonder to fulfill whatever tasks you have for that project.
Yeah, for sure. You spoke about how it's such a great project management tool. I don't know. I feel like just by using Wonderverse, although I haven't been using it for too long, I've become a better project manager, and it's really is something that really just gives power to the creators. And when we want to give tasks to the contributors in our DAOs, I specifically love how we can have different pods within DAOs. I think that's really cool. We can have the core team, we can have the Lizard DAO, we can have so much collaboration happening in different spaces. And I think uniting that all in Wonderverse, it just makes us such a powerhouse for productivity. So I have to ask this question next then. You touched on how Wonderverse is, helps for better efficiency and productivity and project management when it comes to Web2 tools such as Asana, which most of us is familiar with. But I wanted to pose this question here. What makes Wonderverse a better option than maybe other Web3 platforms? You know, so we'd love to hear that. And over to you guys.
Yeah, sure. I think that for in terms of competition, and maybe this is like, just my perspective, but I really like thinking more of like collaboration. I think that if we think about Web3, Web3 is global, right? Web3 can potentially reach the whole earth, right? 7 billion people. So for me, I like to think about it as what is like, how do we speak to the people we want to speak to? And I think functionality is great, right? And I think it's almost, I would say, easy to get good functionality. We have an amazing engineering and dev team that are actually killing product development. We have amazing product managers that are leading that charge. But I think it's more about like what do we represent and how do we make people feel when we use our product. And there's enough space to have like collaboration. I know we have competitors like Dwork and Clarity and others. But for me, as the head of community, I see it as more of like how do we collaborate and cooperate to build this DAO ecosystem, this Web3 ecosystem, and reach as many people as we can, instead of having this more Web2 or like corporate competition framing, right? Like, how do I beat everybody out? I think it's about what do we want to speak to people in, and like how do we want people to feel when we're using our product, and what we want people to feel is collaboration. We want people to feel interconnectedness, synchronicity, rather than like this is the best thing ever to ever exist. When like Jordan was saying, or George, sorry, I'm not like trying to read the usernames, but like you were saying, it's about um, it's about just like having the tool be best for what you're doing, and if it's not, then like having hey, maybe D works better for you, maybe Clarity's better for you. So I think that is kind of the space that we want to occupy, is a space of collaboration, of connection, and of sharing, which I think is like the whole point of this Web3 thing we're building.
Yeah, and we're also like I think we primed ourselves really well to be a product that's community led. We really want to, build tools that people are asking for and not just like pushing out things that nobody wants.
Solving a real
Yeah,
problem.
wonderful. I think, ye- yeah, for sure. That is solving a real problem. Do you wanna touch on that, Jordan?
Well, so from my point of view, I touched it a bit before, but So we all know that attention span in crypto is extremely narrow. With the number of projects popping up, rewards they're giving, and stuff like that, it's very difficult to actually keep the attention. So when you start watering it down with a lot of different tools for different purposes, it makes it so much harder to actually really focus on the community to build it out. So it's just an addition to what I was saying earlier. Why I really dig Wonderverse is just like a one-stop shop, pretty much. That works for any type of project.
Hmm. Yeah, and to add to that, Jordan, like I think that it's important to have that like localized location, like localized space, right? Where it's like you can do everything you need, and then you can plug in different tools that you might need to like either do governance, so like or like maybe better payment systems. So we have a native payout system, but let's say you want to use Utopia, or you want to use Snapchat, you don't want to use our native proposals. Like it allows people to kind of plug and play with the tools that their community is already using, because we know like other people are using some other tools, or if you have other project managers, some porting over to Wonder. So I think that like composability and flexibility is a really key part of the platform. And then also the community we have, which Kim and I are running. In that community, we have like a space for operators, a space for contributors, and we're just trying to make like what do people want, what are problems people are running into, how do we make this as easy as possible, and how do we really become like internet native builders, contributors, and developers for this Web3 space.
Yeah, and it's good that you want to partner with your community to see that happen. I think when we can take horizontal governance with our community, really listen to the needs of the community and the direction that they want to go into and what will be useful to them, I think we can go really far and we'll have more buy-in into things. And that's what Web3 is about, right? We want to do things together. We're all going to make it WAGMI, even in building communities like this. So I have one last question for you guys before we jump into the LI.F I questions. And I'd love for you guys to maybe just speak out a little bit more on any topics that you want about Wonderverse. But my last question is this. It's back to talking about your silky smooth collaborative DAO management tooling options that you have, because I think that's what really stands out. You really want to simplify the process for creators and contributors of these DAOs. So is there anything else that you'd like to share on the silky smooth processes that you have at Wonderverse? Maybe I'll throw that one to Kim.
Sorry, can you say the question one more
Hello?
time?
Yeah, I think it's meant more like
Yeah.
mentioning on the use cases and kind of to for our listeners that more easily visualize who, how, and like how can they use the Wonderverse, because some of them maybe know about the DAO tooling, but they don't maybe have a vision of like how they can use it for themselves, even if in their small group of people and stuff like that. So kind of the features that you guys have and possibilities that it opens up kind of for the wider crypto ecosystem.
Kim, do you want me to comment on that? Yeah, I can comment. I think that oh, Kim's rugging. Sorry, guys. um, yeah, so I think that like what I want to say is I think people should just go to wonderverse.xyz and like sign up and try for themselves, explore. I think that's kind of like again like it. I think there's two kind of main camps, right? There's the operators, so people who are running DAOs, people who are running Web3 orgs, people who want to use the tool to like figure out roadmaps, figure out project management, work with collaborators. And then there's people who are looking for like, maybe bounties or who want to participate more seriously in a DAO. And I think Wonder, what it offers over, let's say, how a lot of communities are run, which are like Discord centered, is that it allows people who are more serious to have a location to go to say, what tasks are on this, what tasks are part of this DAO right now, what things can I do, how can I get more involved, and it's like a very organized kind of a list of that, right? So I think that's on the contributor side. There's like the bounties. There's kind of more directed project management tasks. Um, but yeah, I just recommend people go to the website. You can sign up and just explore. Right now, we are still closed for onboarding new DAOs, onboarding new projects, but we're soon going to be opening the beta where we're going to like onboard a ton more people, and then eventually we're going to open the platform up so anyone can make a DAO on the platform and start doing project management for themselves with that DAO. So, so yeah, that I think that the best way is just to try it. Maybe that's unsatisfying, but I think that exploring yourself and seeing what you like and what you don't like is really the power of Web3. And then, you can go in our community, and if there's things you don't like, features you don't see that you do want, our product team is really responsive. And yeah, I don't know. It's been nice to have that organization, even as like part of this company myself. Right, we're totally digital. Right, we're a digital organization, so it's been nice to have that project management software to communicate more effectively and like make roadmaps, make milestones, and like subtasks and stuff. It's been nice even as a team ourselves.
That's amazing. And I think like the best part is you also have a connection to Discord. So like even for the
Yep.
communities that live in Discord, there's a solution to for them kind of. So the way I see
Indeed.
it,
Yeah.
alleviating all of the kind of no's and issues that one might have in utilizing the product.
Yeah, you can link the Discord, and then you can get DMs from our bot, and I can update you on tasks that are completed that you assigned. And also, you can get a channel where the bot posts all the task updates. So, like, new tasks when tasks have been completed. So it really integrates and really transforms Discord, in my opinion, to like being a feed for like real project development. And I think that's like a game changer. And then also not only having that like feed in the Discord, but having a place to go and create tasks that is linked to like, your address, your Web3 address, is super, super powerful. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's really exciting.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome.
So one feature I wanted to mention was our like kudos system that we've been working on. Like, if you're familiar with DAOs and everything, you know that like finding consistent contributors can be a pain point. So our platform is really like you keep a record of everything, and it's a way to kind of just like, here's my Web3 resume, and then if you're building your kudos, people can see what you've been doing, and it's like just an easier way to find consistent contributors is one feature that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that one stood out to me as well when you can just build your kudos and just kind of have that all there. And I love just what Jordan mentioned, how even from Discord, you cater for everyone and all kinds of community members or all from different places and kind of funnel them in. And I know as someone who's been a part of certain DAOs that we really appreciate good UI and UX. And I just feel like you guys nailed that down so well. So yeah, thanks for doing that for us. I guess the broader DAO community is really grateful.
I mean, we're
And
grateful
one
as
of the
well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. It means a lot. And like, yeah, I want to give a shout out to Ben, our head of design. He has been amazing. He's really top talent. He's been helping with the product design as well as like our pull-ups that we've dropped, which have been just like beautiful pieces of art in their own right. But one thing I want to add as well, to like kind of like topic of like the space, where it's like, cross-chain ecosystem. I think one thing I like about Wonder's platform as well is that we're really cross chain, right? We can, we operate on multiple chains. We're expanding our functionality on other chains. And like LI.FI is really a leader. I was looking at your guys' stuff, and like, I'm like, wow, you guys have every chain, which is incredible. So that's really aspirational for us. I mean, we just launched the alpha, but we want to make sure that any chain can be incorporated, and then anyone can pay out in their native currency on any chain. So that's like, I think, a really big piece of this is if we want to enable cross-chain ecosystems, we have to enable the cross-chain functionality. And I think that we're really heading in that direction. And I think the bear market's honestly good for that, is trying to be like, infrastructurally, how do we set up the like quote unquote back end of Web3, to ensure people seamlessly, especially newer people, can like flip from chain to chain on the Wonder platform easily. Can add different currencies on the Wonder platform to pay people out. So I think making sure all that is seamless and easy is a really, really big thing for us in the next few months. Right now, we're mostly on ETH and Polygon, but we have plans to expand to a lot of other L2s and also various L1s.
Yeah, I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't mention it, but like, let's say a fast track to that is, using a service infrastructure like LI.FI, which basically allows you to, let's say, have a Gnosis safe in like chain X. Like, we're the ones who can provide the technology that the user gets paid in the currency that they want to get paid, even without you guys basically developing that, right?
Ooh.
Just a little hint, but yeah, we can continue that convo later.
Yeah, it's cool that we like even in this call, like we're discovering more and more how we both have the same goals, and I think that's what makes partnering with each other makes so much more sense. We both believe in this cross-chain future. We both believe it's going to lead to mass adoption, and we really want to serve our DAO members and communities and projects as best as we can. So before we talk about a little bit of the cross-chain ecosystem, we have some of our team here from LI.FI. We have Mark and Arjun here. I'm going to ask you to, do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we move on to some cross-chain ecosystem talk?
All good.
Awesome. Well then, hey, Arjun, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Great listening to you guys and like definitely dropping a lot of alpha and use cases here.
Big alpha, big alpha. Well, hey, you dropped some alpha yourself, so let's get straight into some of our conversation on the cross-chain ecosystem. Some of our stage audience over here, they'd like to know a little bit more. They'd like to know and pick our brains. So, Arjun, a question to you is, maybe you can just give us an overview of what the DAO, what the cross-chain ecosystem landscape looks like right now, and maybe you can also touch on why there's a need for this ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. So I think we're at a very interesting point in terms of the development of the cross-chain ecosystem. Like 3 to 6 months ago, there was like a lot of hype around all these alternative elements. Like Solana blew up. They bootstrapped a new ecosystem with DeFi, NFTs, and they gave a totally different user experience to what we were used to on Ethereum. Then there was Terra UST and Luna went viral. Everyone wanted basically a piece of the anchor yields, and like the dApps on Terra, they offered a TradFi sort of experience, so that was completely new. Similarly, there was like Cosmos, Near, Phantom, Avalanche. All of them picked up pace, and they started attracting like a lot of users and liquidity. But on the other side, we have the Ethereum ecosystem that's scaling with like L2. So there was hype around Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon has always been growing. But like 3 months ago, the whole Terra Luna debacle happened, right? So after that, people were no longer like risk on, and they kind of all of them migrated to the security of Ethereum in many ways after the whole situation. So focus shifted back to Ethereum L2s, and with Optimism's token and now Arbitrum Odyssey, it seems like a lot of the focus has shifted. But now, because enough time has passed since the whole Terra thing, and people tend to forget quickly in crypto, the whole debate of which chain to build on is beginning to resurface again, especially with like things like Ape DAO and their ecosystem, DYDX moving to Cosmos. So now we're kind of at a point where the ecosystem is unclear which side to choose. Okay, so Ethereum will always be there, but the question is whether to be bullish on other ecosystems or not. And it seems like the industry or the ecosystem has become mature enough or like has enough resources to build all the different ecosystems, and it definitely looks like we're headed towards what's like multi-chain with different L1s, L2s, and now even like app chains existing together. And within this landscape, of course, there'll be bridges, dexes, bridge aggregators like LI.FI that connect everything.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that alpha insight there. And which side of the argument are you on in terms of which L2 or which chain will lead the way? A
I'm
bit of a
I'm
maybe biased
agnostic
question.
to everything. Like I don't believe
Right.
in like one winner because like I genuinely like using all the different app like blockchains because they provide a completely different user experience. Probably the applications on these chains could use innovation in some ways, but at LI.FI, like again, our role is to be agnostic and basically connect everything, and that's sort of my belief as well.
Gotcha. Right with you on that one of being chain agnostic. All right. Thank you for that Alpha Insight, Mark. How are you doing, sir? It's a pleasure to have you up here. So, Mark, I have a question for you right now. Where does LeFi fit? I love this question. Where does LeFi fit in the cross-chain ecosystem landscape, and where do you see the future of LeFi within the landscape and ecosystem?
We cannot hear you. Can you hear us? Maybe issues with the audio?
Might be an issue, Mark. Can you let us know? Maybe pop me a text on the side. We can't currently hear you right now. Um, June, can I throw that question maybe at you and maybe the next one at Mark?
Yeah, for sure. So again, like as I mentioned earlier, so LeFi kind of fits in the middle of everything. So there's all this development happening on like different chains, but how do users transfer funds from one chain to another? So there are bridges, right? But then there are like so many bridges. Like even in the Arbitrum's bridge week, we saw there are at least like 15 options, and then there are so many more. So we at least know of like 50 plus bridges. For a user, it's very difficult to choose a bridge based on their need, let alone a user the applications that are building, even for them to choose which bridge to build on or like which bridge to integrate. There's like a lot of technicalities and basically a lot of development resources that go into it. LeFi kind of abstracts all of this away from them and brings it all together in the form of an SDK, a widget, and they can like applications can just integrate us so that the users can remain on their application rather than having to go figure out which bridge to use, which DEX to use. So LeFi integrates all the bridges, DEXs, and brings it all together in the form of an SDK. And I think Mark's answer would have been cross-chain money Lego because he likes money Legos so much. But if he's if he's back in the conversation, he could probably explain his whole theory of how LI.FI is a cross-chain money Lego.
Yeah, it will also get explained in due time. He's writing a kick-ass article on that topic. Um, but yeah, would love to hear his thoughts live on it as well. If he fixes the setup.
I mean, so the blog is already done. It should be published sometime soon. But of course, if Mark can tell us, that'll be great.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mark, how's your audio looking? I think you're still muted there. Well, that's okay.
Still
We look
running.
forward to. Pardon?
Still running.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, Jordan, let me ask you this question. Maybe if Mark comes back, we can ask him about those awesome money Legos later on. But Jordan, what I'd like to ask you is what sets LeFi apart from other protocols aiming to do what we do in the cross-chain space?
Oh, what sets us apart? That's a very good question. So I think I believe the first thing to touch on is our B2B exclusivity and our focus on it. So our main goal and focus is to create kind of a seamless integration experience for developers and dApps that are looking to unlock the cross-chain liquidity. And then we couple that with a robust and modular SDK that makes it very easy to integrate LeFi. It's composable, it's modular, it has a lot of different options for you as a dApp, depending if you're focusing on speed, security, or cost. So on top of that, we were lucky enough to have ex head of design from PayPal join our team and lead the UI and UX effort. So even the smallest integration, like the widget, once shipped, will be an amazing experience, not just for users, but also for the devs because it's very easy to integrate. It takes about 15 to 30 minutes to do so. So that would be my kind of first point. Furthermore, we also have a dedicated team of devs just for integration. So in case our integration partners have limited dev bandwidth or limited knowledge in this space, but would like the cross-chain optionality. So we basically offer that as a service as well. And we don't charge that in the end because the main goal is to further this ecosystem forward. On top of that, we're tirelessly working on our support system, making it easy not just for the users to check the states of their transactions through our in-house bot. A little shout out to Alex, our bot mastermind, but also kind of create a system for integration partners that requires the least amount of overhead for them. So they don't need to send users out of their Discord, they don't need to answer to their queries, but the problems that the users encounter during the cross-chain swaps still get solved. There's a little wink-wink situation there. So basically, we're working on a kind of an inter-Discord communication bot where we're going to solve all the issues, and the partners are just going to be happy with our product, and their users will not have to leave their Discord. So that's kind of a big improvement that we're currently working on. And lastly, I think it's the focus on the community itself. So even though we're a B2B enterprise solution, we're not forgetting our community that kind of helped us to get where we are today. We have already started a low-key DAO for the inner community where they collect points for different challenges and kind of climb on the leaderboard. And all of that is getting expanded with the options that we have from Wonderverse. So a lot of new things are in store to kind of tie in the community even more. I want to call it almost a family, to create a group of kind of shared stakeholders of the project, all working together towards one goal, being the best cross-chain solution in the ecosystem and becoming kind of the base layer of payments in crypto. So putting all that together, we kind of have a full circle of attention in terms of the product, integration, support, attention to the community, and soon to be announced, a redacted reward system for all the users that helped us as a protocol to grow to this stage where we are today.
Wow, that's quite a mic drop moment, if I could say so myself. But it's true. Everything that you said is true. You know, as I was thing about the support, really trying to make be partner or potential partner to integrate us. We're trying to give the best UX experience, UI experience. Big shout out to Villain and Amir and Tam and all that they're planning to do and all that will come and be released pretty soon. And I really believe, as a community manager, call me biased if you want to, but I think we have the best community in the cross-chain space as well. So shout out to all of you guys over there. Well, we want to take some questions from the community pretty soon, but I just want to have one more question thrown to Arjun. Um, and I think he kind of touched on this already on what does the future of cross-chain ecosystem look like. So maybe this could be a shared one between Arjun and Akshay, if he's able to answer. On the business development front, the biz dev front, any updates or exciting things to mention that's coming up for LI.F I?
So yeah, I guess I'll take the first part of it. So what does the future ecosystem look like? I think we're all here because it looks like it's going to be cross-chain and multi-chain, right? Even the Wonder team is here because they believe in the future being multi-chain, and they are helping us develop the community that's well established across all of these chains. We can do stuff across these chains. So the future definitely looks multi-chain. Which chains are going to stick around for years? That's something we'll probably see how it plays out. But I think that there could be some mergers and acquisitions indirectly or directly. That's probably a theory that I haven't thought about too much, but I think that's something that we could see in the future.
I have a question for y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
please.
curious. I'm curious about the inception of your community. Over at Wonder, we started with community first before we launched our product. I wanted to know if that was the same for you guys, and also, like, I think the majority of our core team came from the community. It was that similar for y'all?
So I think for us was a bit different. So kind of a short history of the project is our two founders, Philip and Max, basically started a project on an ETH Global Hackathon. They approached it from a completely different standpoint, literally solving a problem you have a lot of bridges. They all have different, security assumptions, connecting different chains. So they were like, wait, like there's no aggregator to this. Okay, this is a problem we need to solve. So the community kind of came as they basically finally had an opportunity, like an easier way, simpler way to do things on chain and try hopping to other chains. And then additionally, before launching a new feature or part of the product, we always have the testing part. So the community actually started as kind of beta testers and testing it out before it goes to the wider populace. But I have to mention, for example, Alex, our main bot leader, or head bot dev, he's actually a community member that showed massive interest. He was really focused on helping us, and he became a team member recently. So there's a bit of everything, pretty much.
I think I think there's definitely overlap between the early community and our team as well, because like a lot of our initial community members were real users of the product. Like Akshay here was basically figuring out how to do a bridging transaction, and he kind of asked Philip for support, and that's how they started talking. And even Kai, one of our community managers, he was a part of the community from the beginning. So yeah, there's definitely overlap in terms of our team and the community.
Love that.
Yeah, and we're hoping for more overlaps to come in the future and for more community members to get involved in whatever big or small way that they play. It's all equal, and we're just grateful that we get to do this not alone but together. That's a big thing that we do at LI.Fi. We want to be on this journey with everyone. Akshay, I'm not sure if your mic is working over there. I think you had something to say on the last question. If not, we'll head to some community questions. Okay. All right. Well, community, in the beginning, I did ask you to prepare one or two questions. So if you'd like to ask a question to the Wonderverse team or the LI.FI team, you can ask to be on stage and request, and we'll take it from there. One question per member on stage. Okay, we've got Adrian. Let me invite him to the stage quickly. Waiting if he accepts it. All right, I think he has decided not to come on stage. We'll give it a few more seconds. Community, any questions you want to ask? Cross-chain ecosystem, Wonderverse, building communities. Now's your time. All righty. Okay, cool. So I guess the community is enjoying really taking the information in and just being a part of it. Oh, here's somebody. Kadir, welcome to the stage. Let me just invite him up quickly. Give it a second to connect. Kadir, are you there? Hey, welcome. How are you?
Everyone,
Yeah, what's your question?
are you planning any token announcement today or anytime soon? Leave.
It would be anytime soon, would be the answer. Not today. Short answer.
Nice and precise there. All right, cool. Well, yeah, that would be the answer. Not today, anytime soon. Do you have another question, seeing as you're the only one who was pretty keen that you'd like to ask the team or Wonderverse team? No? All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna move you back to the audience for the time being. So, guys, thank you so much for such a insightful conversation on both the LI.FI cross-chain ecosystem and Wonderverse project management. Are there any last thoughts that anyone here would like to add?
Yeah, I think one thing I want to add is like as we're going into this like bear market, I think one thing it's really important for us to think about as like builders, as community managers, as participants in Web3 is how do we make, and I think, LI.FI, you guys are doing this and we're doing it at Wonder, how do we make for the next bull market, whenever that comes, how do we make this Web3 experience for new users as easy and seamless as possible? How do we have it so people can, jump chains in seconds and um, help build projects, join communities very easily? So I wonder, and as like community and also teams generally, that's kind of what we're focused on. We're focused on really making Web3 no longer this kind of like more janky experience, but really smooth and seamless and easy for people who are curious, and trying to just figure out how all this Web3 stuff works. So it sounds like LI.FI, you guys are doing that, which is amazing. We're doing it at Wonder. And I don't know, I'm just excited for this kind of phase of really building and optimizing and improving the amazing work from those who came before.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think like the 2017 phase was we're all gonna save the world with our tokens, and then bear market came, and then we got some amazing products being built in DeFi through that bear market. Now we're actually came to the real use cases, right? So what I'm expecting
Mm-hmm.
is that in this next period, however long it may be, uh, that if we all focus on abstracting the steps, solving actual problems that the users have, when the bull market comes and when the new wave of people and users come, that our products are going to be ready and prepared uh, to handle them pretty much in an efficient and kind of high quality manner.
Well, it seems to be that there's quite a lot of shared sentiments here. And one thing that I'm looking forward to is looking back to this recording one day and this conversation that we've had and just saying, like, you know what, we were able to improve the Web3 experience for users
Yeah.
and the users to come.
Not just that, let's like I'd like to throw a bit of a hopium for the users as well, especially the ones who are like very attached to the market itself. So like I'm very active in the market but also work in the industry, and from the market perspective everything seems bad. Everything seems, like so negative, and Twitter almost like pretty much died in terms of engagement. But from like working in the industry perspective, if you didn't look at the charts, you wouldn't actually be able to notice that anything changed. um, like all of the projects are working tirelessly, everybody's shipping. uh, I've in this past 6 months, from the people I work with and people we partner with, I don't know if anyone ever mentioned like the price of an asset, right? So,
Facts.
sorry?
Oh, sorry, I just said facts.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, so it's difficult to see that part of the picture, but like crypto is here to stay, right? And the only bet you need to make is start learning now, get educated as much as possible. Start interning, start like getting into the community, start getting into the project. And when the next bull market comes, it's going to definitely pay in multiples.
I think Marco just wants more interns.
That wouldn't be bad, yeah.
Just one last was plug for Wonder. I think to your point, Jordan, that's where Wonder comes in, right? Like that's we can onboard people through Wonder. We can, people can discover different DAOs that are looking for work, that are looking for contributors. And I think that's a really big, like you're saying, it's a missing piece. Discord's been filling that in so far, but the more legitimacy and forward-facing kind of like consistency we have as organizations in the space, the more people can really get involved in a more meaningful way to project management, to teams trying to ship. I think it's going to take work from us, right, to post things, to be more forward facing. But I think that's where community comes in, Jordan. So we got to task it out for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not agree more. Like the Discord is good, but Discord is a centralized solution. So like you're still not the owner of your community in the end, right? Like there can be, a new regulation rule that they say, oh, this we're gonna ban crypto projects, right? So we need Web3 native methods like Wonderverse to
Hmm.
allow us to build the community in parallel there.
Big facts, and we do have Wonderverse around, so we're gonna build towards that and build towards that future. I just want to speak about the POAPs. I know we have a lot of community members just collecting some of these unique LI.Fi POAPs. We do have the LI.Fi POAP number 3. You heard it here first, which will be available soon and will be sent to everyone. So here's what you need to do, because I know you're about to DM me and ask me. You need to have your DMs open because we've been using the DGen bot. So what's going to happen is if you've attended this AMA for more than 10, AMA, this stage session for more than 10 minutes, the DGen bot will send you a message. Kai Buller, our awesome community manager, and myself will be on that and communicating via announcements with you guys over the next couple of days. So open your DMs and get ready to receive that awesome LI.Fi POAP number 3. But that's all from us.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I just have to mention one thing to the community, and like this is your opportunity, for example, for anyone who has skills or will. So POAP is the only, like POAP.xyz is the only solution for kind of proof of attendance NFTs. And the problem with that is that they are pretty much just so they are very unresponsive. It's very difficult to actually get a resolution with them, a very centralized solution in the end. And the main problem why the POAPs don't work as they should, pretty much. So whoever has a bit of time, please do something better than POAP and let us know, and we'll immediately start using you. As you can see, we have 1,600 people join. We're going to be a massive users, and if you check their support, you're going to see we're not the only ones. So a little hint on what to build next.
I second that. We had a snafu with our POAP right before launch.
Yeah, so every time we try it with the POAPs, it's just an uphill battle, pretty much. But won't say anymore. Just build something better, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna see who can build the best solution there. Arjun, before we say goodbye, did you have something else to say? I saw your mic was unmuted.
Community.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get those 2 requests in. So let me invite Mehdi up on the stage. I've invited him. Let's just give it a second. He's just got to accept. Alrighty. Mehdi, if you're there, we've invited you up to stage. Cool. We're gonna go with our other speaker that's requesting to speak. I invited her up on stage. Let's wait a second while she makes her way up. It could also be that they requested to speak 5 minutes ago and might not be available to speak right now again. So we'll take some more questions next time around. And Kim, I just want to say thank you so much for making the time to come and speak to our community and just give us a little bit of alpha insight into Wonderverse. We really appreciated you guys just being here with us today.
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And we're excited for the future of Web3 with LI.Fi and Wonderverse and all the other amazing partners we have.
Likewise.
Yeah, likewise. And I'd like to add that I hope it's not the last time that we do one of these stages together. Let's do it again in the future.
Yeah. We will plan some more, Jordan. Don't you worry.
Awesome. Our LI.Fi team, Jordan, Mark, June, Akshay, thank you so much for being a part of this. And to our community, thank you for turning out. And until next time, we'll see you in the chat. Keep building and keep bridging. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.